Let's get some analysis on this and go to Kampala in Uganda, where East Africa Affairs analyst Joseph Ochieno joins us now. Joseph, appreciate your time on TRT World. Does this power struggle that's playing out in Sudan come as a surprise, or have tensions between these two men been strained for quite a while now?
I think it's difficult to tell that anybody would have expected such an occurrence not to happen if you look at the background. The two men are basically creations of, if you like, al-Bashir, because the Hemeti, the Special Forces group, were people who were used by and large by al-Bashir to actually quell, in a very crude way, opposition from the Darfur sub-region. So 2 years ago, when the coup did take place, most Sudanese and indeed some Sudanese professionals got it wrong, thinking that actually both sides were with them, with the ordinary civilians. But it would appear what is emerging that some of these were ployed by the Bashir group of the military, meaning the special forces, to basically just, if you like, give a soft landing to whatever else happened as far as al-Bashir was concerned. But yes, in the last several months to a year or so, it was not expected to end up in skirmishes like this, because if anything, there'd been agreement that the two forces would come together, and then what would they do together with the civilian authorities to see the country returning to a civilian administration. The turnaround of the event to the extent there for that now, if you like, a paramilitary group within an army, very sophisticated army, is now, if you like, calling the shot almost as of this morning, is extraordinary.
Extraordinary is certainly the word to use in this situation, because this is also now putting a strain on that move towards civilian rule, because it's very difficult at the stage to really understand how long this could continue for.
It's very sad, you're right. I was speaking to Sudanese Doctors Association, Doctors Union, as they call themselves, yesterday, and in fact, part of this morning. Some of their concerns are really a shock that the entire process has been held back substantially. As I understand it, between yesterday and today, part of the continued attempt by the political forces, particularly the democratic forces and the doctors' union, to how to, if you like, not only put a stop, if you like, a ceasefire, which is real and realistic, but one in which then you're able to begin to talk to military forces with interest in politics, interest in government, but an interest also which is very entrenched in if you like, in the Sudanese political process now and in the long term. The interesting thing is that when the talks were taking place, Hemeti side seemed to have played a clever game to have wooed some of the members of the political parties and organizations, or should I say, some civilian politicians, thought they might actually use these guys and infiltrate them and use them in such a manner that there is an alternative political outcome long term in which the military is, if like, checked. But as I said, unfortunately, it seemed not to have worked. And as of today, unfortunately, as you rightly said, nearly 100 people are dead. And the escalation does not seem, as of last evening or this morning, to come to an end. Of course, the UN is getting involved, regional leaders are getting involved. The irony is that even Egypt, one of the most powerful forces on the continent, seems to be having some of their people embroiled in this. And what happens maybe by end of today will be a very different story from what we're talking today. As of this morning.
Yeah, and hopefully they will be able to bring about some sort of a ceasefire. Joseph Ochieno in Kampala, thank you so much for your time.